And welcome back, everyone, to Power Up with Pride 2022. Before we get started into this next run, I just wanted to shout out a fantastic comment that we had during the break. We have $100 from Bookworm42. This little elephant is very friend shaped. Such a cute run. Putting my donation towards unlocking Phasmophobia so that we can see how many ghosties want to give our speed friends hugs today. And with that, let's go ahead and throw it over to Ori Sky and the rest of the commentary team for Tunic.
All right, thank you so much. So, welcome everyone. So, my name is Ori Sky, and today I'm going to be showcasing the All Relics category with no major skips. So, this is, if you've seen the 90% run for this game, it's a little bit different. This is a longer run, and it kind of sees more of a game with kind of fewer glitches because we can't do as many skips. So, before we get started, I guess, I've got 3 lovely commenters over today. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure, yes. Hi, my name is Andrew Schuldeis. I worked on Tunic, and so I'm very excited to see it broken.
And hi, I am Glacia. I am a fellow runner of this game and mostly helped route this category with Ori.
And I'm Radicoon, or Rad for short, and I'm also a speedrunner of this game and just picked up this run, and I'm excited to share it all with you. We're very excited, Ori, you're going to do great.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you everyone once again for joining me on this. All right, so I think we're ready to go. So without further ado, I'm going to start the game and then people are going to commentate because I need to focus on entering keyboard inputs as soon as we start. But time should begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So the first thing we're going to do here is we are going to use these hidden codes. We're going to get straight into the action here. The game tells you these codes that you can enter on either the D-pad or on the keyboard. I'm not going to explain how the game tells you this because this does involve a big spoiler in the game, but I'm going to do this to get some free items. But I mess it up immediately. Nice. Hold on. There we go.
At this point, so it is a marathon tradition to mess up the code inputs at the beginning of the run.
I did it again as well. Okay.
Probably worth pointing out that this is going to be, it sounds like probably a pretty spoilery run. Is that safe to say?
I would say so, yeah. I'm also going to try and equip these. There we go. So, we're going to immediately sequence. We're going to immediately sequence break. This is not actually the fastest route in the game, but this is the safest, I would say. This is also what I'm coming through right now as well. So we're going to throw a firebomb, immediately roll through to avoid the damage, otherwise we'll catch fire. And enter another code to get into this door that gives us a bunch of nice stuff. We get some money. Going to get this weird thing, which we can explain in a bit. We don't need it quite just yet. As well as these, which will be kind of berries that restore our magic, which we've not got anything to use magic yet. But those will come in handy kind of later. I guess the idea behind that room, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's probably placed there to aid people who, I guess, are speedrunning and want to get items early to kind of help them with the run.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so glad. I'm overjoyed to find out that item that you found in there is part of this run because I'm not a speedrunner. And so when I'm putting stuff in there, thinking like, I assume this will be helpful to someone.
Yeah, we're quick at it now, actually. So I guess I'm going to focus a bit here. So would you want one of you like to explain what that is actually useful for and what it does?
So that item, affectionately known as like glass cannon, basically, as you can see, Ori's health is currently at basically nothing. It puts you at 1 HP, but at the same time enchants your stick and sword. Oh boy. With fire, as you can see. So we're using it early on, even though it like seems like a really good tool for fighting with. We use it for cutting bushes early.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because at this point I am not the authority on the ins and outs of this game. I believe it makes you immune to fire, because the very first thing that I tried with this was, oh boy, this means I can chop down bushes, and then I immediately died because I got set on fire.
Makes you immune to your own fire. Other people's fire can still kill you.
Right, okay.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, so this is the first boss, by the way. That was
It's
the
a really
first
tough
boss. Well
fight.
done. Yeah.
That's why
I'm assuming that's intentional because there's just a zone where the enemy cannot see you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
It is intentional insofar as when it was discovered that you could do it, we said, great, let's leave that in.
that's fair. So you might have noticed very quickly there while I was activating the lever, I actually dequipped the fire sword card, glass cannon, because for whatever reason, the that big giant bell tower here we just rang is immune to fire damage, so you can't actually hit it if you're using the card, which is hilarious to me. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just funny.
Yeah, I think it changes your damage type to fire, and there's no concept of a stick that is on fire. It's just fire type.
Yeah.
And you can't set bells on fire.
Are you sure? Well, probably. You're probably right.
demonstrably you cannot. But the bell tower that we rang is actually the first like story point that you're intended to get to, which is kind of a theme you'll see with this run versus an any percent, where we're actually kind of doing what the game wants us to do.
Yeah. Speaking of doing things the game wants us to do,
And then we go here, yes.
Let me go and enter a code here, then keep holding A so that it doesn't deactivate the fuse activation we're doing here, because this allows us to enter the code while we're standing still, but still holding A, so it kind of loses no time. It's better than doing it while walking, because once we're trying to run as fast as we can, wherever we can. But this area here is going to be quite... Oh, hold on. Menu, please. It's going to be quite interesting and amusing, I think. This is something I think Glacier came up with, right? Which is quite... Oh, it's fine. Give me these boxes. So this is an interesting route. We're going to go through. This is one of the major areas of like mid game, I guess. And we're going to go through here and not finish it yet. We're going to come back here later on to kind of finish off. Hold on, I need to focus during. You may notice there's a black screen because we are completely in the dark right now.
There is an item that we'll be seeing later on called the lantern, which, as its name suggests, makes this area a little bit lighter than pitch black. But
yeah,
it'd be slow to go get that now and then have to come all the way back. So we'll just feel our way around. It's fine.
Yeah. So you may notice we used the lure we got in the chest earlier. Just there, you can see it running around at the top right. That causes enemies to basically aggro to it. Most enemies, I think. There are some I've found that don't, but spiders do, thankfully. So we use that to lure all the spiders away, grab the chest in there, which has got Muffling Bell, which is this card right here. And then we can get that while the spiders do even attack us. Oh, okay. Give me a second. I'm going to try and do a thing here where I freeze the enemy here. And then... Oh, I did it too early. That's fine. This might be bad.
If you need to, you can reset aggro.
Yeah, but that's true, actually. You're right. I forgot about that. So that big fuse there, we need to activate that to actually basically do anything here. You'll see why in a moment, but we're going to go back in there in a second after we activate this fuse. The idea is we're kind of activating these power lines with each of these fuses, and we need to do this to get into the Eastern Vault in a bit. But there's a lot of enemies, so Muffling Bell allows us to do that without them kind of seeing us. The one issue is that spider and that one enemy we passed, which we tried to freeze as well. So right now we're in the Eastern Vault. This is the kind of the latter half, I guess, of the... I would probably say the first, probably intended to be the casually the first one that you end up going into.
Andrew, is there like a suggested order for like the three main areas?
Yeah, I think like red, green, blue. So this one being the first one is how it was always in my mind. But I've heard lots of stories about people doing it in very different orders, depending on when you discover certain things and how much you explore.
Yeah. Also, we were dead. It's intentional though. How do we explain this?
When you die, you go to resurrection, and then you just die again out of spite.
I mean, yes. So what we're doing here is we are setting ourselves up for... Let me get Muffling Bell, there we go. What we're doing is we're setting ourselves up for later in the run because I think it's, yes, the left fuse we activated there. Normally, to get into that giant golden door, there's two fuses, one on the left, one on the right. Activating the left one will do nothing by itself, seemingly. But we're in like a warp, kind of like a central hub where we can teleport between places now. And this, activating the left fuse that actually activates the one inside the golden door, even though we've not opened the door. So we can come back there way later in the run and just go straight in, fight the boss of the area, and skip half of the kind of the latter half of the Eastern Vault, which helps a lot. It saves like maybe 2 minutes, I think. Would you say?
It saves a lot of swearing for me.
I'm so glad there's someone out there that it's enjoying it, because it causes no end of tech support problems where people, hit one fuse and not the other, and then are locked out of items later in the game. There's a patch that we've made that fixes this properly.
I do remember that. I remember that me mentioned that you did have to patch the game because someone got stuck inside the door at, well, without spoiling it right now, at a later point in the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is all because I, at some point, thought, surely no one will get in a situation where... But of course, what a fool I was.
It wasn't even speedrunners either.
No, not at all.
Not first, at least, anyway.
Yeah, it's...
Ooh,
turns out...
Okay.
So, Radicoon, you're the, top any percent among the people in this call. There's a maybe skip, not a skip coming up. What's going on with that?
Okay.
What is Frog Domain skip?
Yeah, you'd normally move through this entire little dungeon in a counterclockwise fashion and end up in this room where you get a key item that we need. But there's a way to kind of cheese it. We use a firecracker to alert one of the bigger frogs that has a hook for tongue, and if we position ourselves just right, that tongue will pull us into the room we want to be in.
Oh, one more. Come on. You can do this. Oh, we got it. Nice.
Excellent.
That was
Nice.
good because that means I don't waste a... oh, that's the one was in.
And that's Frog's Domain.
Yep. And you notice I equipped the glass cannon there just to get one hit kill. Die in one hit. You know what I'm trying to say. Because that just saves a bit of time having to get hit like multiple times versus just once. So I'm going to equip the thing we just got here, which is the Magic Orb. And this, you'll see, this allows us to... It's kind of like a hook shot grapple kind of thing. It allows us to hook to various things as well as enemies. But we're going to sneak around using Muffling Bell. I'm going to wait just in case. And avoid these enemies just to activate this next fuse. This is the second out of 4 fuses in this kind of major area, which is the Wound Atoll. No! Oh, this is bad. Hold on. Oh no! Help! Okay, we're fine.
It's harrowing.
Making things exciting.
They play themselves.
Yeah, that's the scariest bit, to be honest with you. Because it's really hard to get past there without aggroing those 2 frogs. At least the one, but we sneak past it first. Ooh. Speaking of aggroing, we didn't aggro a bird, which I call the Twitter bird. You'll see it in a second.
Yeah. So right now, story-wise, we have these 4 fuses that we have to visit in the 4 corners of this map. So we're just running around to the corners, being sneaky, trying to talk our way out of conflict.
Yep, almost forgot to do that. Also, big giant crab, scary, but hasn't hit me yet. So here's hoping I continue that tradition. But after we get this final fuse, we are going to go up to the... I'm not sure what to even call it. Like, it's kind of like a transitional area, I guess. It's kind of the end of this major area before the boss fight, which I believe gives us the green key we get from here. But again, we're not going to fight the boss yet. We're actually going to go up here just to activate the warp pad, which is at the top. And then we're going to go and do a bunch of other stuff in the game. And come back here way later. Like, right before the end of the game, essentially. So this is the library. I guess there's not too much happening here. There's no enemies, no combat or anything. So I guess at this point, I guess, do we happen to have any like announcements or donations from the host at this point?
Oh, we definitely do. So we've got $10 from Trainer Anade, and they say, cute games are cute. Let's go fast cutely. Then we've got $5 from NPC, one of our later runners. Let's get a $5 donation train going to get Phasmophobia unlocked. And then somebody just blew that out of the water with a $50 donation that says, Happy Pride Month. Love this marathon every time it comes up. Putting this towards unlocking Phasmophobia. And with all of that, we are just about $55 away from meeting the first locked game of the event. I know that we can do that before the end of this run.
Ooh.
Exciting. It's also validating to see these treasures being picked up. You know, it's the any percent run just blowing by so many seconds.
Yeah, I guess it's worth mentioning. Any percent, you don't pick up the shield, you don't pick up a healing flask, you do no upgrades, you need no money.
Okay.
This route is a little different. It's sort of what I guess the best way to describe this run is like it's the glitchless or no major glitches, no major skips version of any percent as intended to be played, sort of like. Yeah, it's the most close to casual play run we have.
Yeah, but I've been like calling it internally in my own head, just as like in all intended areas, I guess.
Right.
It kind of visits everywhere in the game, I think. Doesn't visit the hourglass room, unfortunately. This
Someday.
that hitbox.
Yeah. So
I see.
We've gathered a bunch of stuff at this point, but we still don't have a sword. So combat is still not our forte. So there's cool stuff here where we're just going to, again, avoid as many fights as we can. But at this point, we're heading towards beneath the well.
Okay. Oh no.
Nice.
Matrix dodge, let's go.
I'm nearly dead, but we're okay.
Oh, you tripped even.
I did trip.
That has happened to me this week as well. So it's a common. It's not common, I guess, but it's definitely happened to all of us, I think.
Yeah. It's I could complain for ages about why that happens. It's been an annoying bug for a while. I mean, intended cool feature.
Boxes are clumsy sometimes, of course.
Yeah.
They are. Alright. So this is beneath the well. This is not actually a required area. There's an area we need to go to for this category called Dark Tomb. And as the name implies, it's quite dark. Any percent does go through this in the dark. We aren't currently going through the whole of Dark Tomb in the dark because any percent only kind of dips in there, but this category goes through the entire thing, which is quite a bit longer. But we are currently making strats to try and do that, which will save all this time going through beneath the well and getting the lantern, which is what we need from here. But definitely the lantern does make this a lot easier, which we'll see coming up. Oh, it's the wrong way.
There was a skip in Dark Tomb that we thought was possible, and so there's a little wink and nod to it, but I don't know if it's actually used. Maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Oh, I think I might be wrong. I think I know there's a skip you can do with like you fall down through the floor or something. That might be something, but I think it's that kind of that. I don't think that's allowed in this category particularly.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because that would basically skip the whole major area.
I will point out that Ori is skipping saves and scaring the commentators.
No, I'm just gonna save. I'll get a save. It's fine. I just didn't think. I'm not doing Dark Tomb without save at this point. Although, then again, my save point would be. I'm not sure where it would be at this point. Would it be at all? I think
if you're not sure where it'd be, it's time to save.
What is your backup plan?
Yeah. I'm about to scare everyone here by well, you'll see. You see what I'm about to do. This spikes here.
Nice.
In any percent, we do this without the lantern. So this is a wonderful alternative to that.
Yeah, you can see I'm kind of being intentionally slow here because this takes us while to open, and as a result of it opening, which is really clever, by the way, it also allows us to get to the chest on top of it, which gives us a very important item for pretty much the rest of the run, especially bosses in particular. I guess, should we explain this now, the ring? Or...
Sure.
So...
I can try.
Okay, go ahead, yeah.
It's called the Orange Peril Ring in this game, and okay, it's when you're in peril state, which is defined I think as 20% or less HP, you do double damage, and that stacks even in some cases where attack up items do not. So it's very, very critical for a lot of strategies in this and other runs.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm panicking at these lasers here. Let's go. Okay.
You got this.
Very nice.
I decided just to shoot out one laser. I'm not risking the roll. We do have a bit of time to take this slowly because the door takes a while to actually let us through, which does give us time to just not die at him, which is nice.
We have time for a quick announcement.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, go ahead. Sure.
We have met the incentive for Phasmophobia.
Ooh.
Yay.
That is a fun run.
It's going to be really, really nice. Thank you so much to the last 2 donations that brought it over the top. Hupfin with $50 with a pun that took me way too long to get. Wow, 2 whole nicks. And then Peachy with $31.27 to finish off the donation. Spoopy Ghost Get. Thank you so much, everyone.
I don't trust
Thank you
myself.
for saving Ori.
Yeah, I just trust myself with that amount of health, to be honest. Also, shout outs to this lovely creature here we've got, which is called Terry. We call him Terry. I'm not sure if it's short for Terrence or pterodactyl, but
Short for Terry.
Some categories decide to kill Terry. We decide we like Terry and keep him alive. We don't kill Terry.
He can't swim, so
He
we're
just
being
falls
nice
to the
this
floor.
time.
Oh, say hello to
Yeah,
Terry's entire family as well. They're all
Future
around.
marathons will have bid wars of like save the
Save
Terry,
the
kill the Terry.
Save the
Drown the
animals.
Terry. It's pretty morbid. This area is very different in any percent. So normally we would do a pretty big skip with an ice bomb and the guard just to the middle of this area and skip all of it basically. But because we have to do this without skips, and we need to upgrade attack as well.
We do, yes. So this boss coming up here is Garden Knight, and for the combo we use, we can stagger enemies or bosses, whatever, if we do enough damage to them in a short period of time. But we need enough attack to keep that stagger going. So we want effective attack for these. I'm going to quick damage down here so that we can use the orange power ring to again do that double damage. And we're going to pop one of the chili peppers we got from the chest earlier. I'm fairly sure I got them. If I didn't, we're in for a fun boss fight, I guess.
I think you did. I remember seeing.
Yep,
some
I did.
peppers.
Yep. I need to equip the ring. I'll do that once I open the chest. It's fine.
A lot of menuing in this game that you have to like it doesn't take long to menu, but to be effective at these speedruns, you have to plan out in advance, like when will you menu when you are losing time otherwise.
Oh no.
That's fine. That's fine.
There's a save right there.
Yeah, that's okay. I can damage down again. The big guard captain didn't attack me fast enough, so I didn't expect him to be running at me. It's fine. Doesn't waste too much time.
This ladder is the actual final boss of this game.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Let me go ahead and... Oh, never mind. Let me equip this, which is our pill ring. That almost hit me, wow. That might cause me issues in this fight, we'll see. The fairy following me here. We should be fine. All right.
Let's spice things up a little bit, right?
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That's not happened before. I don't even know where that fairy came from. Okay, let's try this again without dying. We've got one chili left. This is actually not the best. I might need to get backups. I guess the best ones to get would be the ones in the overworld, right? Do you think?
Those would be a fair backup. Yeah.
Okay,
Those would
I'll
be
do
the closest
that.
ones.
That's not ideal, but it's fine.
Right.
because we need...
Pop open the spreadsheet that shows where they all are. And...
If you have that spreadsheet, if you could just forward that over to me.
Lacey's being modest because they have it mostly memorized.
No. Okay. Alright, we're fine. Right, so that was Garden Knights. We defeated that first try with no deaths.
Yay!
I'm also stuck in the... There we go. Anyway, that was Garden Knights. We're now going to move on to the second of the two bell towers. We saw the first one way early in the run. This is the second one here. But this is taking a while to get here, but we've also done a bunch of stuff in the interim, like setting up for the kind of the second half of the game, I guess. Oh, second third, I guess. I actually need the magic orb. But we are going to head over on to the quarry now, which is the third and final area here. When I say third and final, I'm talking about the kind of mid game, because I guess the East Forest and the West Garden, which would be two bell towers, are kind of, I guess, early game you could call it, I guess.
Yeah, like Act 1 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I like that. Act 1 sounds good.
Or do I have a moment to ask Andrew a question?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
Okay. The Garden Knight has been in the game for a long time, right? Like, how many iterations has that? I know it was in like the 2020 demo and the early E3 demos. Like, it feels like that piece of the game has been around a long time.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What is that? How what kind of iterations has that gone through, or like what has that meant to the game as it's been in development?
Wow, yeah, it has been around for a long time. I'm thinking back to its extremely early versions, and the lantern used to be the dagger, if that makes any sense. Like the thing that emitted light was also a thing that let you throw little blobs of energy that would sort of freeze enemies with this sort of static electricity effect. And I ended up not liking that because it didn't feel good. It was much nicer to have this sort of like punch shotgun local freeze situation. Anyway, the electric field would also be sort of like the soft lock on a force field that was around a type of enemy. So I was like, okay, it's sort of like this robotic thing. Garden Knight is maybe that. And so it used to be sort of like a smaller enemy that you would fight more of. And it was, anyway, at a certain point, I needed to actually like design the thing in its sort of like hexagonal, angular situation. It went through a bunch of iterations on texturing. Like, it used to be a lot more like hand-drawn moss and stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling, but yes, it's gone through a great many versions.
Oh, okay.
The bit about the dagger formerly being the light actually explains a couple things to me. When you pick up the dagger, it tells you that you found a light.
Yes, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The fact that it glows, sort of like left behind as a relic of that.
Nice.
Ah.
So to explain a little bit of what's happening now, we have the muffling bell, and with very careful pathing, you can actually avoid aggro on all of these scavengers except for one, which is the one that tried to kill us.
Well, we're using that love. Yeah, that's what we've got with Lowe's. Yeah, normally. Oh, that's. Oh! I know
They tried.
They tried. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and. Please. I want to give this enemy. Yeah, let me try one more time. I don't trust this enemy not to shoot me, that's the thing. We should be fine now. That's one enemy that can actually aggro while we're here, even with Muffling Bell. I think previously we did used to use two lures here because we didn't have Muffling Bell coming in here. But Muffling Bell definitely helps a lot with avoiding the aggro of most of these enemies, at least. Yeah. And these ones right at the end don't do anything. We're just in, purple land right now.
I think these may be some of my favorite enemies, honestly. I think they've got a lot of personality.
Speaking of which, I guess we were curious, what species are the scavengers?
What species are that? Well, break kayfabe on this a little bit. This has been asked a few times, and I don't have a good answer for it. And so it was suggested that I just make something up. What was it? Who suggested? Glace, did you say that it should be giraffe?
It should be like giraffe this time, like
Yeah. Okay.
poodoo the next time.
Snake
kangaroo.
sometimes well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we are entering Ziggurat, the second of the three main well, I guess the first one that we're gonna like actually go through of the three main key areas.
Yeah. So first of all, we got another tooth in the quarry there, which we used Muffling Bell to get easily. So we're going to not equip. We're going to use that to upgrade to attack 4 here. And this is our maximum attack for the rest of the run. I think there are 4 teeth in total, giving you a maximum of like 5 attack throughout the run. But we get 3 of those, and we're going to be using chili peppers. I forgot to get the chili. It's fine. I can just warp out and just grab one before I fight boss scavenger. But no, we'll be using chili peppers to basically damage up by 1 effective attack level.
I think you'd be
Get
fine
the berries
without
here.
it. Yeah,
right?
you can just
You
use the
have
berry
extra
in the
magic.
fight. We have 3 berries currently.
That's a good point. Might be fine. I'll give it a try.
I love this, just like on the fly reevaluation.
There's no better time to figure out a route than in a marathon.
Yeah, I'm kind of low magic. Yeah. This might hit me. No, it's fine. We're fine. Please,
Or do
please.
you- oh,
Oh, I didn't. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? I didn't have magic.
Muffling bell on?
Oh! Yes, I do.
Oh.
How do I... this is not... No! Okay.
anxiety.
Honestly, fantastic.
Way to go.
Congratulations on that.
Definitely
Yes.
intentional.
I'm glad that there's still some white knuckle action here in these. Sometimes watching speedruns, it's like, wow, you just blew that boss away, huh? No challenge. It's good to know that there's still a little bit of thrill in there.
Oh, that was slightly scary. It's been a while since I fought that boss the intended way.
So when we said this run like did more like intended route than any percent, like that's not quite what we meant, but
No.
good job on that.
Yeah,
Thank
way to go. Do you feel a little bit like you've got mission control in your ear, Ori, who's like providing new routes as you go? Like,
Yes. It's definitely helpful having people who also know this game on the call as well. Like, 2 runners and also just the person who made the game as well also helps.
Wait, tell us the cheat
my heart's
codes.
going right now.
I think you know all the cheat codes.
I don't know the big head one actually. Otherwise I might activate it for fun, but I should have learned it. I'm trying to think what I need next. I think I probably am fine. I'm probably fine with menusing that now. So
Yes,
at this point,
you cannot menu in the first elevator, but you can menu in this elevator.
yeah,
Oh, interesting.
This is quite an interesting elevator by itself.
it is.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that this elevator is like kind of surrounded. You can see, well, you can't see anymore, but like it's almost like you can see the light is from the lantern was reflecting off the walls, I guess, of the elevator shaft.
And like a glass tube or something.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, do the like void skeleton things like do they have a species? Is there a name that you imagine them to be called by?
I mean, it sounds like you've dug around in the guts
Maybe
of the
a
game
little
enough to
bit.
know what they're called internally. But to me, yes, I don't know. I don't know what I should say. Give away deep lore stuff. It's more interesting when it's left open to
Ooh.
speculation. But beings of great sacrifice, let's say.
Okay.
Beings, what is it? You venerate into beings that have given of their core. Something, I don't know.
What do I need? I'm feeling fine. Like at this point, I'm just trying to figure out if my inventory is right, because I want to make sure that when I menu, I know what I'm doing. Especially going into boss scavenger, which is the big boss coming up here. I need to be careful. I need 1 hit ideally. That's fine. Oh wait. He just. Okay, that's fine. The fuse is open. It's fine. We want to take 2 hits from there, but not 3 ideally. So
Yeah, that's very odd. That's usually not a concern.
wait, was I not? Oh, did I already take damage? What I might do actually is just. Do I have any dynamite? I've got dynamite. I might just damage down for something else, honestly. And not try this again. It's hard to take. Like, it's easy to take 1 bit of damage from those demonstrators. It's hard to take 2 bits and not take a 3rd from either the spiders or the other one. So I'm just going to proceed on.
You could also take a save here.
I will.
There. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think definitely if we're trying this boss without the choke bubba, this will be. I'll probably try it once and go for the choke bubba because I don't want to waste all my berries right now. We'll see how it goes. Anyway.
Andrew, can you talk about any of the inspiration for this area and the enemies in it?
Yeah, totally. So I think the movie Castle in the Sky, or like the story in general, is like there's a lot of touchstones in there, sort of like, you know, I mean, obviously a castle in the sky, but also, you know, ancient civilizations taken over by nature with a sinister truth behind it, and just aesthetically the sort of interior of you know, black obsidian elder technology to me is really fascinating.
Oh, this is
You
big
got
fight.
this.
I'm going to do this now, actually. Oh, please. Okay, this fight is going swimmingly right now, isn't it? I might get hit by this as well. Wait, did I? Oh, I survived.
Take it.
We take those.
This is.
I'm thrilled. I barely know what's happening, but I'm so excited.
I mean, I neither do I. This is. Oh, I'm just gonna hit again. I was like, yep. Oh, did I? Wait, I got the. Wait, the boss is. Wait. The boss is dead.
The double KO.
This is fantastic.
Wait, does it stay dead?
Should.
It ought to, yeah. The state variable's been flipped. What a triumph.
This is definitely how this is meant to go. Absolutely, there's no mistakes in here.
So that was an intentional double KO for RNG manipulation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, the ample energy in this game.
And that was all just the consequence of basically missing like 1 pepper. So
Yeah.
that's how tightly routed these categories are, even in no major skips and like this full playthrough of the game.
Where do I want to? I'll go over here first. I'm trying to think where I want. I can go to one of the 2 bosses, but I don't have enough health. Like,
You
I'm
need
too
to
high health.
damage down somewhere.
Yeah, but I've got enough, so I can. Let me do it against this. So it's okay. That in fact filled the wall almost.
Radio Hopin in the chat saying that this is how they beat the boss on the first time as well, with a draw. Which honestly is sort of ideal. Like as from a design perspective, you want the fight to you want it to be white knuckle to the very end, ideally, right? That's sort of how you know that it's balanced correctly.
That is a
Just like
question
the
I
fight
had
we're seeing
actually.
now.
Speaking of white knuckle,
Hey, don't be mean.
Yeah. So one question I had actually was I couldn't tell for sure, but like, am I right in thinking the bosses do get slightly harder as they lower health? I guess like they get like extra attack phases or something.
Yeah, each of them have like a personality, like the different mix-ups depending on how low their health is. Some bosses get faster or have shorter delays between their attacks. The Garden Knight only does the follow-up when it's below like 30% health or something.
Oh, that attack. Oh,
yeah, where it does
caused me much pain.
Sorry about that. Makes you feel any better? I've died to it that way many times as well.
That does make me feel better. All right. So we've got our final key coming up here, which will be the librarian. This should be, again, not as difficult as boss scavenger, I don't think. I would say boss scavenger is like the hardest of these three. I think it is also, as you mentioned, probably the final intended one that you end up going to.
Yeah, totally.
The kind of casual route, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's meant to be the most white knuckle of the white knuckle fights. Like, so I listened to a lot of the Bloodborne soundtrack while working on that fight in particular.
Ooh, I'm sorry, actually. There we go.
Some egret saying, Siege Engine is just a friend trying its best. Couldn't agree more. Just,
we're fine.
Spoilers.
Fine. Small spoilers. Okay. Librarian's a bit scary if you accidentally break one of the ice attacks. If you hit 3 times, the ice breaks. So we're trying to freeze on the third shot, on the third hit every time, on the third shot. But it's a bit scary because if the librarian gets a chance, he will basically kind of he'll fly out outside of the arena and start doing attacks from there. And you can't hit him until he actually comes back in and charges you. It becomes unmanageable quite fast, but it's doable.
I want to give shout outs to the librarian for being a left-handed boss, and thank you for having exactly at least one left-handed entity in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are coming up on the... How do I describe this? We're coming up on the final boss, is what I'll say, but there's a twist, I guess? Like...
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I want to spoil the fight or not.
Final boss sounds pretty final. What do you possibly be after final?
We're way ahead of schedule.
I know, right? Actually, but no.
I mean, I don't actually know. The any percent run, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, right, oh, of course, yeah, all right. That is how you would do it. So I'm here for anything. I have no idea what's going to happen.
We have to watch all or 2 of these cutscenes. They are not skippable.
I'm going to do all 3 just because I've got a setup. It's probably slower, I think, but it's safer than missing it, I think.
That's fair.
Because you can death warp while the cutscene's activating. You can put dynamite or a firecracker and then activate the final key, and then you kind of die as the cutscene activates, so you save all this time from one of the cutscenes. I'm not going to do that because if we miss it, then again, we have to do that all again. Oh, nice. But after this, yes, we are going to head over to the air. And we are in low health mode, but we've not touched the shrine, so we are going to go straight into the air fight and have Peril State to go into that. I wonder if we'll win.
You'll be fine.
Start a prediction.
Please don't. All right, I can save and quit here.
Save and quit, and we're Questa gone.
You've been okay. Well, that's been TUNIC.
When did you come up with that? I feel like that's been on your bucket list of puns to make.
I will spoil nothing. Fun fact: that golden door. If you place all 3 of those keys and then don't have the bells rung, you can still open the door from inside.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we found that out last night. So it does not help, but it is interesting. It's a soft lock safety, right? So
yeah. So here we go. This is the final boss here. I hope we win. Can't imagine what would happen if we lose here.
Yeah, if we lose this fight, please get some donations.
Oh, can't believe it. I can't believe I died. I always die here in all my runs. So sad. There's a health bar.
Didn't even load.
Shout out to the health bar. Anyway, that if you didn't gather that was intentional. That and death is this category exists for a reason, because you can defeat the air on the first try there. Kind of like the casually intended way for this game is to just die there. You're not expected to be able to defeat that boss in the first try by any means. Someone probably has, but the idea is you die there, and then we go and get all the hero relics, which is, again, the title of this category, actually. It's all relics, no major steps. And the 6 of those and then we go and fight the air for real that time, and we'll be able to actually defeat her a lot more easily. But
That was a lot
actually.
of.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, that's kind of a lot of the inspiration behind this route, is that like there's a bunch of different categories, and even 100% ironically skips a lot of content in here. So a lot of this with like all of the relics being kind of like late game items, and then no major skips to more or less force you along this path of, it forces you to watch the game. So that's kind of where this came from, is just being able to still kind of break things, but actually see the major like story beats.
Yeah. Oh, so we just skipped like three. Oh, I also moved by mistake. We skipped like 3 other enemies, I think. Maybe I think it's 4.
Yeah, there are several invisible ghosts here that will chase you and not let up, and make it very difficult to complete this section. But with Muffling Bell on and careful pathing, we can dodge them.
Mm-hmm.
They're really neat, I promise. Like they're cool. Just, I guess you have to believe me.
Out of interest, are they the same kind of enemy that we find inside the cathedral, or are they actually different, like significantly different?
Oh, under the hood, they're different, and I guess sort of thematically they would be different as well.
Oh, okay, interesting. Huh.
Yeah, it's those interested. There are people who have, well, maybe I shouldn't say, but the game comes with a manual, sort of. We haven't seen much of it, but it might have some answers to these questions in it somewhere.
We will pick up one page, I think.
We will.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have time for some quick donations?
Sure, go ahead.
We've got, from a while back, a $16 donation from Chudley. I've been looking forward to this marathon for weeks. Thank you for putting on a marathon to celebrate Pride. It means so much to get to watch so many amazing queer people in speedrunning all in one marathon. And then, about the same level of importance, a $200 donation from someone on this call, Andrew Schultz, with What's Even Happening? Thank you so much for the donation.
I'm glad you enjoy the run.
I am tremendously. It's really wonderful.
Speaking of skipping content, I'm just going to throw this wall out here and completely skip these 2 enemies, which I'm going to also roll through here to try and not die. Those 2 enemies are, I guess, like upgraded versions of the ones we see throughout the cathedral. They are a bit more heavy-hitting, and they move faster, I believe, as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they have really interesting attack patterns, actually. They can dodge the same way that you can as a player. It was fascinating to me finding those enemies for the first time, casually. It made me feel like one of these fights where you kind of, fighting like a shadow version of yourself and stuff.
Totally,
yeah. Kind of old retro games.
Also,
definitely.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Some Zelda 2 inspiration there for sure.
Just gonna say, like, we've now briskly walked past a whole bunch of like lore-heavy rooms.
Yep.
There was some sacrifice room back there. Like, it's fine. It's
Hey,
it's nothing untoward is happening at all in here. What do you mean?
But so now we have been deposited in the cathedral arena, which is 6 different waves of enemies.
I should be fine here.
We just need to not die, basically.
Yeah, please
we
one more
do
hit.
want to
There you go.
damage down here, though.
Yeah, as soon as I got shot twice there, that puts us perfectly into peril states here. And now the enemies are going to all spawn like in set patterns over time. Apart from one wave where they all spawn at the same time, all of these are timed. So this one we're fighting here, there'll be a bunch of skeletons which just take 2 hits for each spawn. And then I'm listening for a music cue to know when the big one spawns. There'll be one that takes 3 hits instead.
And these are all, the spawns are not random, right? They're completely predetermined in timing and positioning.
Yes, I believe so.
So before
here we
we
go.
leave the this area, I have a question about the sacrifice room. If you walk back into that room, that enemy is gone. does it reappear later in the game, or is it just gone?
Maybe it went somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe it's waiting for you. Maybe it's been following you this whole time.
Wait, did they not? Wait. Did I miss? That was weird. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened then. I think I missed one of the hits. I don't know how, but that's fine. Okay.
Looked good to me.
Buggy game, lazy devs.
There's another runner of this game, Prahiriolu, who, whenever anything untoward happens, it's just we move, and that's kind of the motto for this game. Is like something weird just happened. Like if we lived through it, we move.
This next one should be around here. This phase is a bit scary because of shields. They can one-shot me, obviously. Pretty much, well, everything can one-shot me here, which is obviously not ideal. Because dying here, we will have to do all these shrouds again. So obviously, we don't want to do that. This phase is the hardest because it's kind of, they spawn, I guess. They kind of spawn in like weird places, almost random seeming. Oh, like that. Oh, I'm just not. Thank you. I'm not investigating that, honestly.
Yeah, we have to stay in peril state essentially the entire fight to speed it up and make it consistent. So.
Oh no! Oh, he knew he attacked me. Oh, okay, that was... Okay. I'm getting scared myself here.
Yeah, these frogs are spaced out enough that it's difficult to close the ground between their spawns and like get your combo in before they spool up. And one damage will kill you, so...
Oh. Yep. This should be okay, but the boss can do one jump back, which can cause me issues, I think. That was fine. It can jump back earlier, which causes me issues because then it starts to do an attack. I have to be very careful. I have to grapple it to stop it.
These are sort of a reprise of the Garden Knight, but they're not exact copies. They have less health, I think. They don't... It's not just like a copy-paste of the boss. Except there are two of them.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Yep. I like to think that you just kind of split Garden Knight in half, so it's like two smaller, less strong versions of Garden Knight.
Yeah, for sure.
But now we have the simultaneously the best and worst boat in the game. At least because it is very fun to move around. This is the with the Heroes Walls, I think it's called. Also called Hyperdash, I think, in the save files. But it also makes movement significantly harder to actually optimize now. So I'm going to be trying my best to not run out of stamina because we can do about 7 dashes, I think, and then that will run out of stamina. So we can't do another dash until we get full stamina again. So I'm going to be trying to manage movement as best as I can to avoid that happening wherever possible.
That's
The cutscene we just watched is the first hero relic, the namesake of this category. We have 1 out of 6.
Yep. There we go. That's what happens when you're out of stamina. It's like
we are essentially restoring each of the stats that we've lost. Although I think we've only upgraded attack, so we're not restoring much, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you can see the, like, on our stats on the side of the screen, like health and magic, which are both pretty low right now, are gray and grayed out, and
just
stamina is colorful and has a white bar of protection around it, which is the relic we've recovered.
Yeah. So we're going to aim to get the attack one first here. Now that we've gotten the stamina. Because attack will allow us to get basically the magic one next, because there are 2 enemies we have to kill in order to get the magic one. So having attack makes that a lot easier, because that'll give us attack 4. Also, shout outs to this page. You saw it for exactly half a second.
You can target lock with left trigger. Now you know.
What's left trigger? I'm just throw a lure here. That should work fine. Yeah, we should be good.
Our last lure, very important right here.
Yeah, it's important I don't miss that and mess it all up. Otherwise, this section here would be a bit longer, I would say.
What are all these giraffes doing here? That's weird.
That's a good point. I've never thought about that part. I wonder why they are there. especially at night. You've got me wondering now.
This is especially tricky, I imagine, because you, the reason that the stamina restore happens so soon after you get the laurels is because it's, the laurels are fun. You want to have stamina to dash around with.
Yeah.
But you are still at no upgrades to your stamina.
No. Yep. Okay, I'm fine. Exactly. Yes. I'm sorry, panicking.
We want to take
Everything's
that
going
damage
great.
down. It's very intentional. It's just scary. Yeah.
Yeah, because as I mentioned, we're going to go to the library next to get the MP, this hero relic, like to get our MP back. But there are two kind of what are they called again? I forget.
I'm curious, Andrew. Like, what would you call the enemies that we're going to be meeting soon?
I think they might be referred somewhere as like Silver Knights, but in the code they're beef boys. They're just beefy boys. Because I think that's what I thought at some point. Like the idea was like, I need like a beefy enemy, Yeah. Just a beef boy.
They are beefy for sure. I'm going to be very careful not to die here. I've died way too many times to the shield reflecting my shots, by the way, so it's not doing anything we can.
Oh yeah.
Can I?
It's a rite of passage for this round.
Hold on.
Happened to me as well.
I need to wait. That was yeah, we'll take that. I'm sure. Bit scary because I couldn't get the shot off the first time, but didn't get hit, which is fine for me.
Blaze, was that a setup? You've been around in the code? You know that there's called Beef Boys, right?
I know that the save file references Beef Boy left and right, and I could not be happier about it.
We were all trying not to say it.
I'm to do a death warp here, which saves having to run back with the library basically, and climb up ladder and stuff. This takes us right back to where we set our save point earlier, which is right there. And it's very nice to warp point, which allows us to kind of use this as a launch pad to get to the rest of the relics. The next one being in what do you call it? East Vault. There we go. If I can get there.
Yeah, the setup for this one is pretty nice because the enemies that spawn here are no threat to us. We don't need any consumables or any specific health setup. So it's
shout out to these pots in a second, by the way. Yeah.
That just explode out from the wall.
Yeah, shout out to the pots.
Yeah.
I know they've ruined at least 100% run.
It's a worthy sacrifice. It's worth it.
Oh, my stamina. I wonder if it's worth getting an extra stamina upgrade now, to be honest. I don't even know where they are or how much they cost to get them.
There's one en route to the Garden Knight that you would go right past that might be a decent one, but the time cost, I imagine, would be spending them.
Yeah, getting the money for them.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess I don't know how tight the economy of this run is.
What am I doing? I'm equipping this. Yes, I had to think what I was doing there. We want to do another death warp here. That was almost on the edge, but we're fine. So you saw me equip the... yes, we've got 2 left. We're going to get those in the same order. I'm going to equip this first, though. And I'm going to go and damage down here because we want to be low health for a setup here. Yeah, shoot me. There we go.
And neither of these relics can be accessed with a warp, essentially.
Yeah. There are warp points there are warp points where those relics are, except one of them does not allow us to even get to the relic, and one of them is just inaccessible completely at this point. So we are instead going to take the kind of route behind the mountain, which we'll see in a moment here. I guess while we're climbing up here, actually, if there are any donations or any announcements you do have, please feel free to go ahead at this point, because we'll just be kind of moving through the game now.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the upcoming donation incentives and bid wars and everything like that. So, we have the Name the Characters bid war for Wildermyth. Currently, we've only got one donation in for that, which is Mr. Bones. And that is $1, so really easy to take the lead on that one. And it's actually going to be the top 3 names that are taken. Other than that, in Mighty Gunvolt Burst, we've got $300 incentive for hard mode, and it's currently sitting at $0, but we've got plenty of time before that run.
All right, so that's our fifth. I know it's our third. That's our fifth. Here we've got one more to go, and this is the scariest one, I would say, because like it doesn't usually go wrong, but something can go wrong that may lose us a significant amount of time, is all I'll say. But we should be fine. We'll be fine, I'm sure. I can't move. There we go. But we're going to make our way up. We've already been here, but you notice the world looks a little bit different at night. But we are going to go and climb up, kind of like the, I guess, what do I even call it? Like the back path, I guess, over to the monastery.
Yeah. So with this game being kind of like split into like the day and night segments, where like night is, I don't know if like corrupted is the right word for it, but just kind of like a corrupted version of the world. Like, does that draw inspiration from somewhere? Like,
yeah, totally. So, like Link to the Past, and then Ocarina, and a number of other Zelda games have this sort of dichotomy set up. And in some ways, I think that is done to sort of, make the game bigger while not having to cram your cartridge full of a lot more data. But practically speaking, what it means is that there's this moment of wonder where you discover, wait, this whole time there's this other side to the universe. And I admire that very much in those games, and so wanted to capture a little bit of that in Tunic.
Okay, here we go. Scary part here. One, and then there we go. Okay, we got it.
so this is our friend Void Touched, and
Yep.
and through like careful setup of having RTSR or Orange Peril Ring slipped there, and having high attack, like we can do enough damage to it to kind of like knock it back and stun lock it.
Yep. It's I don't know if any of us know how that works exactly, but it seems to work and just allows us to avoid having to actually fight the enemy as it's intended, I guess. Also, we are going to death warp. I forgot to. Yeah, let's go to fall. No, it's fine.
You can see we're no longer a ghost fox. We're back to corporeal fox. So we have acquired all of the hero relics.
Do I have? How many berries do I have? Just to check. I've got at least 2. Yeah, I should be good. My heart's going right now because like that bit was so scary.
You're doing great.
It's also scary. Okay, I'm going to get ready. We're coming up on the final boss here, for real this time. And I'm going to stay quiet while I focus. I'm going to take damage first of all, though.
Yeah, you're gonna see Ori do this kind of like 1-2 stun combo, and this is something that we've been using throughout the run. If you fire the Ice Dagger and Fire Rod Tech Bow at the same time, then you kind of do a cheaper ranged freeze. And careful timing with that and attacking lets us basically stun lock any boss.
Okay.
And so time is coming up as soon as the second phase of the air is finished.
Should be in a few seconds-ish. And time.
Nice. Congrats. Good run.
Way to go.
So scary. Thankfully we've got enough stuff if we do fail that boss to try it again immediately. But it's still scary. Like one mistake, that boss will potentially get an attack off. She can also just swing a sword while frozen. That's a fun one. I think I've also been hit by an exploding ground as well around her while she's just inside this ice block. But no, that was Tunic or Relics. So thank you so much, everyone. I guess before we finish off, I would just like to first of all just shout out like Radicun, Glacier, and also Andrew Shutters as well, who's on the call. Thank you so much for joining me again. And thank you to both all of you and also everyone in the speedrunning community as well for generally, helping out with routing and stuff and discovering new things that make this game harder. But otherwise, feel free if you have any shouts as well, any of you, to go ahead.
Well, I'm going to jump in really quick because I need to call out another one of your commentators. They're just giving all the love in the chat and in the donations. Radicoon donates $123. Thank you for bringing us together, Ori. It's been wonderful getting to know you and the rest of the community. Less than 3. And with that donation, we actually reached the $2,000 mark raised for the Trevor Project. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Oh, look, there's your name.
Oh, neat. I know that person.
Who's hand your shoulders?
I don't know. It's some guy. And all the other wonderful people that worked on this game. Thank you so much, Ori and everyone. It's really cool to see the game be broken wide open like this. It's cool to see all the neat things that you're doing. It's really heartwarming to know that it means something to you folks.
Yeah. This game, I would say, definitely has been, a really good experience, not just casually, but just generally being able to keep playing the game and still have fun. It's like, not every game can do that, even when you're speedrunning it. But this game is just continuing to provide endless kind of enjoyment for me, at least. So again, thank you for making this game, for sure.
Thank you.
All right, if that's everything we've got, I just want to say thank you everyone so much for being on stream with us today. Congrats on a fantastic run, way underestimate. You crushed that run. Did a fantastic job. Thank you so much. And see some of y'all soon later. Bye. And I'm just about to be signing off, but before I go, I've got one more donation that I want to make sure that we read, since it's close to everything with Tunic. We've got $2 from Gib Girl. Where's the beef? Good night, everyone. I'll see you later.